The Mahabharata is a forest of stories, each a gem of wisdom. Among them is the Vyadhagita, the song of the hunter, told to Yudhishthira during the Pandavas' exile. This tale challenges our ideas about purity, pollution, and spiritual enlightenment. It's a dialogue between Kaushika, a proud Brahmin, and a humble butcher, a Vyadha. Kaushika believes his rituals make him superior, while the butcher's profession is seen as impure. Yet the butcher becomes the teacher, revealing a deeper understanding of Dharma, righteous conduct. The Vyadhagita democratizes spirituality. You don't need to renounce the world or be born into privilege to live rightly. True Dharma is found in our actions, intentions, and relationships. Fulfilling one's duties sincerely is the highest form of worship. The story asks us to look beyond surface differences and see divinity in the everyday. It challenges our pride and invites us to open our hearts to unexpected wisdom. The Hunter's Lesson. The path to truth is about changing ourselves, not our circumstances. This is a story for anyone seeking meaning in ordinary life. Kaushika, a young Brahmin, devoted his life to studying the Vedas and seeking spiritual power. He left his aging parents to perform harsh austerities in the forest, believing this path was superior to ordinary life. Years of penance made him proud. He saw himself as above those entangled in family and work. He mastered hunger and discomfort, feeling powerful and pure. But pride clouded his judgment. He gained power, not wisdom. He controlled his senses, but not his ego. The purpose of tapasya is to purify the self and realize our connection to all beings. Kaushika, in his isolation, forgot this truth. He became cut off from compassion and service, the heart of Dharma. His real test was about to begin, not in solitude, but in the world he had left behind. The journey to true understanding was just starting. In meditation, Kaushika was disturbed by a crane's droppings. Enraged, he burned the bird to ashes with a glance, proof of his power, but also his pride. Guilt flickered, but he clung to his sense of superiority. Seeking alms, he visited a village where a woman asked him to wait while she served her husband. Kaushika, used to instant respect, grew impatient and angry. He felt slighted by her priorities, his ego bruised. He considered cursing her, thinking she didn't know his power. But his pride blinded him to the lesson ahead. The true purpose of his power and the meaning of Dharma remained hidden. The next encounter would change everything. The woman finally brought food, meeting Kaushika's anger with calm. She said, "Please do not look at me with such anger. I am not a crane to be burnt by your gaze." Kaushika was stunned. How did she know? She explained, "Your anger is your greatest enemy. True Dharma is conquering inner foes, not gaining powers." Her devotion was to her family. Her service was her worship. She found divinity in daily duties, not rituals. Kaushika, humbled, asked how she gained such wisdom. She replied, "I simply serve with love. My actions are my prayer." She advised him, "If you seek true Dharma, go to Mithila. There a butcher will teach you." Kaushika was shocked. A Brahmin learning from a butcher, yet her wisdom was undeniable. Humbled, he set off for Mithila. His world turned upside down. The journey to understanding had truly begun. Kaushika's journey to Mithila became a journey inward. The housewife's words echoed, "I am not a crane." He saw the world anew. farmers, merchants, parents, all practicing Dharma in their own way. He questioned his old beliefs. Could honest work be spiritual? The thought of learning from a butcher still troubled him. In his society, butchers were seen as impure. Was this a test or a deeper truth? The housewife's wisdom had opened his mind. He arrived in Mithila, no longer a proud ascetic, but a humble student. He was ready to learn from the most unlikely of teachers. In Mithila's busy market, Kaushika found the butcher's shop. The sight and smell unsettled him. How could wisdom exist here? The butcher greeted him warmly, already knowing his purpose. Kaushika was amazed. This man, too, saw into his heart. Invited inside, Kaushika watched as the butcher finished his work with cheerful diligence. The butcher then lovingly cared for his elderly parents, bathing and feeding them with devotion. Kaushika was deeply moved by this simple, profound act. The butcher's peace and contentment contrasted with Kaushika's own restless pride. Here was a man who lived his Dharma, not in ritual, but in daily service. Kaushika realized he was in the presence of a true teacher. The lesson was about to begin. Kaushika asked, "How can a butcher's work be a path to Dharma?" The Vyada replied, "No work is inherently pure or impure. It's the intention and attitude that matter. This is my family's profession, my karma. To abandon it would be to run from my duty. I do my work honestly, to provide for my family and serve my community. My highest Dharma is serving my parents. They are my living gods. Tending to them is my greatest tapasya. The Vedas say, 'Let your mother and father be your gods.' My wisdom comes not from scriptures, but from fulfilling this duty." Kaushika realized he had abandoned his own parents for personal glory. The butcher found the divine in earthly duties. He practiced, not just preached, Dharma. Kaushika saw that true spirituality was in service, not renunciation. The butcher's life was a living lesson. Dharma was not about status, but about sincerity. Kaushika's heart began to change. The Vyada explained, "Everyone has their own Svadharma, their personal duty. A king must rule, a soldier must fight, a merchant must trade. To abandon your own Dharma is a mistake. It's better to do your own duty imperfectly than another's perfectly. Act without selfish attachment. Do your work as an offering. My work involves violence, but I am only an instrument in the cycle of life. I perform my role with honesty and detachment, dedicating my labor to my family's welfare." Kaushika understood. Dharma is personal, practical, and about intention. The butcher's seemingly impure work was done with a pure heart. Kaushika's penance was tainted by pride. The butcher, by serving his parents, lived a more spiritual life than the ascetic. True liberation is freedom from ego, anger, and desire, not escape from the world. Any work done with devotion and selflessness is a path to Dharma. Kaushika bowed in gratitude, transformed by the lesson. He had found wisdom in the most unexpected place. The Vyadhagita's message is timeless. In a world obsessed with status and comparison, it reminds us to find dignity in our own work. There is no high or low profession, only the sincerity and integrity we bring to it. The real measure of a person is not their job, but their dedication and service. Serving our families and communities is a spiritual practice. The Vyada's example shows that caring for loved ones is the foundation of a meaningful life. This service, done with love and without expectation, grounds us and gives purpose. The Vyadhagita calls us to live authentically, embracing our unique path. Enlightenment is found in daily life, not distant retreats. By conquering pride and performing our duties selflessly, we turn ordinary life into a spiritual journey. The hunter's song is a guide to finding peace and purpose in the sacred business of living.